Chelsea.
I'm Cole.
We put a string to this cat tower and light, and we attached a stylus to another string that we light on fire, which is thermal energy to kinetic, to gravitational potential energy to kinetic, because the stylus will fall down onto this phone, and then it hits the print button on the printer, which is electromagnetic, and then from electromagnetic, it hits a print, so then the thing prints, which is electrical, and then electrical to kinetic, because the piece of paper comes out and then hits the piece of tape, and then kinetic to GPE, because the balls will roll down the ramp.
After the balls roll down, they have GPE to kinetic because they're falling into the cup, and after that they fall into the cup, which tips the ruler up, so it's kinetic to kinetic, and the balloon is sitting on the ruler, so when the ruler tips up, the baking soda falls into the cup, which starts a chemical reaction, so it's kinetic to chemical, and as the balloon expands, it's chemical to kinetic because it hits the ball, and when the ball rolls down, the ball has gravitational potential energy, so after it hits it, it has GPE to kinetic.
Down this ramp, hitting this cart, which will be kinetic to kinetic, and then this candle that's on top of the cart will be on fire, and it'll light this string, making it fall, so it'll be thermal to kinetic. And when this string falls, it'll be kinetic to GPE because this bowling ball is above the ground and it's sitting on the ramp, and then it'll start moving, which is GPE to kinetic, and it'll fall down, which is kinetic to GPE, hitting this rocket launcher, and that is GPE to kinetic. It'll be kinetic to kinetic because this rocket will go flying. And then it'll be kinetic to sound because this rocket has a little needle on it, and it'll make the balloon pop.
So the rocket hits the balloon, which is sound energy to gravitational potential because there's two balls inside. The balls will fall. Then it will be gravitational potential to kinetic because the balls will be going down the ramp. Then it will be kinetic to sound energy because one of the balls has a bell inside, which will create sound. Then it will be sound to kinetic because the balls will continue going down the ramp. Then it will be kinetic to GPE because the ball will fall. It will be GPE to kinetic because this cup will fall and the water will get knocked over. And then it's kinetic to chemical because the water will go inside this cup and there's an Alka-Seltzer inside, which will start a chemical reaction. Then it will be chemical to GPE because the water will start to fall and drip out. Then it will be GPE to kinetic because the water is going to start falling. Then it's kinetic to chemical because the water is going to get this tissue wet and it's going to rip, and once it's ripped you can't get it back, so that's why it's chemical. Then it's chemical to GPE because this ball will fall. It's GPE to kinetic because the ball will go down this ramp, and as it's going down it will hit these books, which is going to start a domino effect. So then it's kinetic to GPE for all of these, and then this last book will have GPE then to kinetic as it falls. It will hit a remote on a block, which will then be kinetic to electromagnetic, which will then turn on this light, so that's electromagnetic to electrical.